Let me welcome you warmly to another chat on the L2X platform. My name is Henry Baye, your host on this chat. Season 4 has been an amazing journey so far. We have done so much on the topic of trust. In this episode, I would like to bring together some concluding thoughts on the journey we have been on so far on the subject of trust. The vision of L2X is really about raising authentic leaders. And my sense during the time I've been researching this topic is that trust is at the heart of authentic leadership. I want to use this episode to share my own key lessons as I've reflected through this topic. Lesson number 1. Every relationship, whether in business or home or in the society, thrives on trust. I see trust like the rail tracks on which trains run. Without those tracks, trains cannot run. That is the power of trust. Every time we give someone a listen and agree with their ideas, trust is involved. Every time a client buys from a business and even goes further to refer the company to another person, trust is involved. Every time a business deal is agreed, there is trust involved. And every time we vote a politician into power based on the manifesto they campaigned on, there is trust involved. Indeed, anytime we allow our teenage child to go out to a party with their friends, trust is involved. It is hard to find anything at all in life that does not involve trust. Now, this tells me that the one thing we cannot turn a blind eye to or refuse to engage with is the subject of trust. We must make an effort to understand it and how we can all demonstrate trustworthiness and help build trust in others. Lesson number 2. There are 2 main aspects to trust: competence and character. The behaviors or characteristics that help build trust are all not just about natural talents. Some people are born with temperaments that make it easy for them to trust people. For example, people who are sanguine tend to be trusting of people, whereas melancholics tend to be less trusting. However, the good news about trust is that our socialization plays an important role in how we come to trust and how we become trustworthy. The aspects in the trust hierarchy which has to do with character can also be traced to our value systems. Our value systems are built on our beliefs, our worldview, our cultural backgrounds, and many other foundations. The aspects which have to do with competence are mostly related to ability to deliver results, be accountable, etc. My reflection is that even the competence factors can be enhanced by the character elements. For example, one's ability to deliver results can be largely affected by one's loyalty, and the ability to be accountable can be very much driven by a person's integrity. So my reflection is that when it comes to the issue of trust, above all, build character. Lesson number 3. Being able to extend trust does not have to be such a daunting venture. We all have had experiences that make us come to that point where we say human beings cannot be trusted. Indeed, there is a saying in Ghana, fear human beings and trust ghosts. That sounds funny, isn't it? Sayings like that have been born out of common human experiences of abuse of trust. From the extreme examples of trusting people and getting defrauded to the simple day-to-day experiences of people not keeping commitments has led people to such conclusions. The truth, though, is not trusting anybody or being distrustful is not an option either. And we must be able to trust something or somebody to be able to live and thrive. At the organizational level, many organizations, not least of which are government institutions and politicians, have made distrust become endemic in many places. The reason, though, I say that trust does not need to be daunting is that you can ask a few questions when you need to extend trust. These questions can help you come to what Stephen Covey describes as extending smart trust. These questions include: what is the opportunity that could be missed if I cannot trust? What risk am I taking by trusting? And what is the credibility or track record of the party I'm trusting? A good answer to these questions can give relative comfort in making the trust decision. It can also help you make the decision on what you can trust with and what you cannot trust with. Lesson number 4. A low trust environment can be very costly and must be dealt with very consciously. In low trust environment, things don't get done quickly and they cost too much to do. Every leader must make it their cardinal aim to build an environment of trust for all the reasons for which this is important. In a low trust environment, decisions are slow to take because too many questions must be asked, responses documented. In a low trust environment, lots of analysis has to be done before decisions can be made. This is because the lack of trust must be replaced with legal contracts that must be agreeable to the smallest elements, and every effort must be made to ensure no loophole is left. In low trust environments, there must be a policy for everything. There must be a documented process for how to use the washroom and a documented process for how to speak to people in the workplace. Environments like this can be exhausting and demotivating. There's far more benefit in building an environment where people receive and give trust than one that withholds trust. The alternative to trust is backstabbing, second-guessing, making assumptions, endless debates, side chats. Clearly, no one should operate in environments like this. Lesson number 5. Trust helps build people. One of the things I've truly valued in my career journey is that I've always been trusted with my next big opportunity. I've found out that when people look at you, especially when it is in the same organization or society, and they give you an opportunity, a trust has been reposed in you. When you are given an opportunity to speak at an event, it is a trust. When someone opens their home to you, it is a trust. And when someone gives you an opportunity to represent them at something, it is a trust. I have only grown because I have been trusted. We must all learn to extend smart trust if, as leaders, we want to build people. When we trust people, we must also support them. That is the only way they get the sense that we are genuinely interested in their growth. For people who have this understanding as well, they take the trust reposed in them as learning opportunities. If people are trusted and they don't take the trust reposed in them seriously, then they become stagnant because no further trust will be extended. Great leaders and colleagues grow people. This is why trust is so important. So obviously you can see that I've learned a lot in doing this series on trust. It is on this note I would like to bring this chat and the trust series to a conclusion. The way we have expanded and grown our discussions on Lead to Exceed is through the questions we get asked. I will be very pleased to respond to your questions in subsequent chats if required. So please send us your questions. Share this chat to others so they can benefit from the content. And if you have not yet subscribed to Lead to Exceed, please do. This has been me, Henry Baye, on the Lead to Exceed chat. Lead to Exceed, inspiring leaders, multiplying impact. See you soon.